In this video, there's the question, what's so great about the Christian God? A comparison of the miracles and divinity of Muhammad.
Karlina. Good evening, Karlina. Yes, Karlina. Please turn on your camera.
Do I really have to use that?
Yes. If you don't turn on your camera, I won't know who you are. If I don't know who you are, then what should I do?
I'll wear a headscarf.
A headscarf. Go ahead. Good evening, Karlina. I want to ask you something first. Karlina, are you Muslim or what?
I have been a devout Muslim since birth.
Muslim since birth. So, Karlina, what brings you here today?
Well, actually, I just want to know about the greatness of the Christian God compared to the God of Islam.
That's all? What do you mean by greatness?
Well, you know, a God should have a kingdom. In Islam, for example, there's al-Muluk, which means kingdom. So, a king above all kings.
King above all kings.
King above all kings. There is no partner worthy of worship except Allah.
All right. So, have you read the Quran before? Have you finished reading it before? Have you also finished reading the Bible?
Well, when I recite, I read the Quran, starting with Iqra, and then, there are a few things I understand.
A little makes sense. Still a Muslim. All right. So about greatness, here's the thing. So if we read the Bible and also read the Quran, both of them make the same claim, that he is the king of all kings. In the Bible, God is the king of all kings. In the Quran, it's the same way. Malik Highness, king of mankind, both make that claim. Right?
Yes, that's according to Islam. Your letter.
Yes, both the Bible and the Quran mention the king of kings. But I want to ask this. Throughout Muhammad's life, there were those who claimed to be the messenger of Allah. Did Muhammad ever perform a miracle?
Yes, because Muhammad is a prophet, he is just a creation. So if Allah is not willing for him to have miracles, then he has nothing.
Now, for us, if we want to distinguish between a real prophet and a false one, there are signs. Karlina, look, it's not possible that everyone is just making claims. Karlina, if it's just about claiming, anyone can do it. I could claim to be a prophet. Yudin could claim to be a prophet. Toto could claim to be a prophet. Anyone could end up claiming to be a prophet. But a real prophet has signs of prophethood, namely miracles or wondrous signs. Muslims have miraculous signs. Then who else? Prophets have miraculous signs. So, earlier you came here wanting to ask about the greatness of the Christian God compared to the greatness of the Muslim God. All right, let's start with Islam first. Let me ask, what are the signs of Muhammad's prophethood? What miraculous sign shows that Muhammad was a prophet, a true prophet?
Do you know about the month of Rajab? People commemorate Rajab because Prophet Muhammad was once taken up to the 7 layers of heaven during the month of Rajab.
So, the sign of prophethood, Muhammad said there are 7 layers of heaven.
Something like that.
Like this, yeah.
In Islam, they like to celebrate Isra, which is, commemorating the miracle of Isra.
Prophet Muhammad with the angel. Break time equals 0.5 s. / is the miracle's witness, really just the angel. Break time equals 0.5 s. / here's the thing, Cat Karlina. Break time equals 0.5 s. / a miracle or a significant sign of prophethood has to be clearly demonstrated in front of many, many people, so that people will truly believe and accept it. Really believe. For example, let me give you an example. When a prophet performs a miracle, say, what do they do? For instance, Moses parted the sea. He did it in front of a crowd so that people would believe that Moses was truly sent by God. Now, as for Muhammad, his sign of prophethood was Isra Miraj, but there were no witnesses. How does that work? Besides, let's try to use logic here. According to Surah Al-Ma'arij, verse 4, the angels ascend to Allah in a single day. But the measure of that day is 50,000 years. You know that verse?
I know.
Okay. If the angels took Muhammad up to meet Allah for a day that equals 50,000 years, then by that logic, Muhammad shouldn't have returned yet. Karlina, the journey Muhammad took really was just a day. It was in the angels' time, in their dimension, but on earth, that's 50,000 years. That means when Muhammad returned, his companions, Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab, all of them would have already become fossils. What do you think?
But here in Surah Al-Baqarah, it shows in Al-Baqarah verse 225 that there is no God. Read about the Prophet Muhammad's sexuality.
See, I said the reason you're still a Muslim, Karlina, is because you don't understand the teachings of Islam. I've told you many times, If you really want to study Islam seriously, just for one night, try to pay attention here. What are you looking at? Look, Lena, if you're really serious. Yeah, you know, earlier I asked when you recite the Quran, Lena, have you ever read the meaning? You said you only read a little the meaning, right?
Yeah, that's true, Australia.
Okay.
The other one is the meanings. Okay.
That's why I'm asking. What percentage when you read the Quran do you read the meaning?
Well, actually, you don't really need the meaning.
The reason Muslims don't understand the contents of the Quran, Karlina, when they read the Quran, why don't they read the meaning?
Yes, I have indeed read in the Holy Quran that it is strictly forbidden to consume maida, but it is not referred to as B2, rather, it is specifically called lamahinger.
Hinder. So what is hinder?
Hi, where is the gospel? Miss B2 directed.
Have you ever sunk Lena?
Already, I once read here in the Quran. What I mean is that I used to be a migrant worker, but it was just me. Okay.
Where were you a migrant worker before? I was a migrant worker in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, indeed, it was a considerably long time ago, a period that feels quite distant in my memory now. Yes, I have, with great interest and dedication, read extensively in the Holy Quran, specifically delving into its profound teachings. You know, I used to diligently learn, little by little, gradually absorbing knowledge and understanding about the intricate concept of Lama Hindra, which is a significant topic within the sacred texts. This learning process was a slow and deliberate journey of discovery, allowing me to truly grasp the nuances and implications of this particular subject matter as presented in the divine scripture. That's right. It means that be too meek, is not allowed. It is forbidden in Islam.
Yeah. What I want to ask is, why was Muhammad forbidden to eat pork when there weren't even pigs there?
Well, because the animals that are forbidden are mentioned, including B2, so it's surprising.
Here's the thing, Karlina. In Indonesia, is there something that's not found in Indonesia but exists somewhere else? For example, let's say there's something that's not in Indonesia. For instance, let me give you an example. For example, there's no snow in Indonesia, right?
Yeah, there's none.
There's none. So if someone says, hey, Indonesians,
Don't even think about playing in the cold, white snow. What's the actual point? There's absolutely no snow here anyway, not a single flake. Do you truly see what I mean, my dear Lena?
try to focus. What was it you wanted to talk about from the beginning? Because we've been jumping. I asked for a sign of God's greatness, a miracle by God. There isn't any. The sign that Muhammad is a prophet, Muhammad himself. It's not a miracle. It's just a sign that he's a prophet. The sign that he's a prophet is a birthmark. That's why I said, Muhammad, Lena, if you want to open your heart, you know, he's the only prophet who's really strange. There's no other prophet whose sign of prophethood is a birthmark. Only Muhammad's sign of prophethood is a birthmark. Everyone asks, a birthmark means he's a prophet, according to Muhammad's logic. How can the sign of prophethood be a birthmark? A sign of prophethood is supposed to be a miracle. For example, he prophesies. He performs miraculous signs. For instance, the blind can see. The dead can be brought back to life. That means he is given the sign of prophethood. What is Muhammad's sign of prophethood? That's what I'm asking. Try to think. What is his sign of prophethood?
Splitting the moon.
Splitting.
Ganem.
Splitting the moon in the Quran. Muhammad, for those people who were patiently waiting for a significant miracle, do you truly want me to give you the exact verse? All right, I will certainly give you the specific verse. I'll show you the verse that Muhammad was among those who were waiting. Pay close attention. Let's refer to the Holy Quran. Please hold on for a moment. Be patient, okay? In the Quran, the chapter, hold on, which chapter? Try chapter 10, verse 20. Quran chapter 10, verse 20, open it.
Which chapter?
Hold on. I'll just open it from here, okay? Quran chapter 10, verse 20. That's in the Quran, Surah Yunus, verse 20. Many Muslims read the Quran, but don't truly understand it. Ask them if they know Muhammad. They don't know that Muhammad didn't have any miracles. Here, let me read it for you. This is Surah Yunus, verse 20, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I'll read it. And they said, why hasn't a sign, a miracle from his Lord been sent down to him? See, Muhammad didn't have any miracles. If he had miracles, this verse wouldn't exist. Why hasn't a sign been sent down to him? Meaning to Muhammad, a sign, in parentheses, a miracle from his Lord. So say, truly, the unseen belongs to Allah. So, please, just wait patiently, for truly I am, indeed, I am with you, standing steadfastly among those who are waiting until the very moment of death. Muhammad did not have any miracles. How is it that, in fact, those individuals who genuinely do not possess a comprehensive understanding of the sacred texts of the Quran are, astonishingly, Muslims themselves, and furthermore, this lack of understanding extends even to their esteemed and learned scholars, who are traditionally expected to be deeply knowledgeable in such matters. Now, let's see, according to the Quran, which book are Muslims supposed to believe in?
Hey, basically, for Muslims, our book is the Quran, right? My prophet is Prophet Muhammad. My Lord is Allah, the most glorified and exalted.
Okay, is there or isn't there? In the Quran, it is commanded to believe in the Torah and the Gospel.
There is, there is.
So, do Muslims actually believe in them? Hey, move aside. Believe if you already do.
See, just like Yunus,
Lena,
Islam believes. Are we told to believe in the Torah and the key or not? As for Isa, he believes but does not worship Yunus as a prophet, not as God, only acknowledges him as a prophet.
worship as God, that is.
What is the profound significance and underlying meaning behind such a directive? Why would the Almighty, the all-knowing and all-powerful Allah issue a command for his creation, specifically human beings, to prostrate themselves or bow down in reverence to another human being? This question delves into the very core of theological understanding and the nature of divine commands, prompting a deep exploration of the reasons and wisdom behind such an extraordinary instruction within the Islamic faith. It asks for forgiveness only from Allah. Hey, Merdika, bowing in worship, now asking for forgiveness. So, believe it, my Muslim friends.
These people really don't understand what Islam as a religion is. Guys, they even get asked about worshiping Islam. They don't even know what worship means. Lena, what if I show you in the Quran where Allah commands people to worship a human? What would you say?
Allah commands people to worship a human. Allah doesn't command people to worship a human.
But what if I show you Allah commands people to worship a human? What would you say?
Go ahead, show me where. I want to know. I've never read that. Don't just.
Look, I'll show you later. You said Allah only commands worship to himself, right? But what if in the Quran, Allah himself actually commands people to worship a human? What then?
Yeah, where is that? Because I've never read that.
Yeah, because I've never read the Quran with its translation.
I want to know which surah is it in anyway. All right, I'll open it up then. Which?
Part exactly?
Is that?
All right, I'll show you. I'll show you. So, in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 4. Al-Baqarah, verse 34. Al-Baqarah,
Verse 34.
it's there.
Yeah.
All right, let me turn it back. Here it is. This is where Allah commands to bow down in worship to humans. Honestly, I'm not surprised because I know that they read the Quran but don't actually read it. The translation is already on the screen. Let me take a look. Okay, Surah Al-Baqarah.
How is it?
Yes, here it talks about the creation of humans and their authority on earth. Remember when your Lord said to the angels, "Indeed, I am going to place a caliph on the earth." They said, "Why would you place a caliph on the earth?" On the earth, someone who will cause corruption in it and shed blood. Even though we always glorify you with praise and sanctify you. The Lord said, "Indeed, I know what you do not know. And he taught Adam the names of all things. Then he presented them to the angels and said, "Tell me the names of these things, if you are truthful. If you are truly truthful." They replied, "Glory be to you. We have no knowledge, except what you have taught us. Indeed, you are the all-knowing, the all-wise." He said, "O Adam, inform them of the names of these things." So after he informed them of the names of those things, Allah said, "Did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and I know what you reveal and what you conceal? All right, all four of them. And remember when we said to the angels, 'Prostrate yourselves before Adam.' So they all prostrated except for Iblis."
Yeah, this is truly just the very beginning of something significant and exciting. Let the acrobatics begin.
You said that.
In the Holy Qur'an, only Allah, the Almighty, is to be worshipped, but here Allah clearly commands the worship of a mere human being. Where's your logic, Surah?
What's your expression?
Oh, so why are you wasting time then?
And remember, right? This is Allah saying, and remember. When we said to the angels, "Prostrate yourselves before Adam," so they prostrated, except for Iblis. He refused, was arrogant, and became one of those who disbelieved.
Okay, so the one who refused to prostrate to Adam. So that's Takfir, right?
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to the next part yet.
How far do you want to read? Do you want to read to the end, to LHTH? All right, go on. All right, go on.
And we said, "O Adam, you and your wife dwell in paradise and eat your food. There is plenty of good food for you, wherever you like. But do not go near this tree, or you will become among the wrongdoers." Then Satan caused them both to slip from that paradise, and they were expelled from that original state.
This is getting out of hand, going everywhere. Now let's focus here. Here, focus on verse 34.
This is about Allah's guidance. So make Allah, yes, but I want to
Ask you, is it true that here Allah commanded the angels to prostrate to Adam?
Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 34.
So it's true. Those who refused to prostrate were polytheists, committing shirk, disbelievers.
Right? Being a disbeliever doesn't necessarily mean causing something. Let's start.
Okay, who was commanded to prostrate? Who was told to prostrate?
Allah commanded the angels to prostrate. The
Angels. Not just angels, the angels. Okay, so the ones commanded to prostrate were the angels, right?
Yeah,
Then those who are reluctant to prostrate themselves, Satan, right?
that's right.
Does that mean the devil is real?
Karlina, that devil is him. Wait, my question. Is there a devil?
Told to prostrate?
Everyone told to bow to Allah.
Take note. Remember when we said Say to the angels or say to the devil?
And remember, we said to the angels, the angels.
Okay, so the ones who were told to prostrate were the group, the angels, right?
That's right.
So is Iblis told to prostrate here or not?
Yeah, right. Oh man, oh man.
Here we go. The ones who were told to prostrate were the angels. Then Iblis refused. So when exactly was Iblis told to prostrate? That's why I said, Lena, if only you read the Qur'an, read the translation, and really study its contents deeply, tomorrow morning you call the jump collector. Hello, hello, Mr. Jump Collector, please come pick up these books tomorrow. Okay. What do you think?
I haven't read this yet. I've only read up to 39, so I can't answer yet. I haven't reached this part. Oh, all right. Let's.
Follow along. Let's read 35.
35 is done. Just 36 and 36.
Read it, 36.
Then both of them were made to slip by Satan from paradise and their original state. And we said, go down. Some of you will be enemies to others. And for you there is a dwelling place on earth, an enjoyment of life for a time appointed.
Now 37.
Then he received some words from his Lord, so Allah accepted his repentance. Truly, Allah is the most accepting of repentance, the most merciful. Next. 3. This is 38. We said, descend all of you from paradise. Then, when guidance comes to you from me, whoever follows my guidance, there will be no fear upon them, nor will they grieve.
There is.
But as for those who disbelieve and deny our signs, they are the inhabitants of the fire. They will abide therein forever.
Next.
That's it.
So where's the change here from what I was talking about earlier?
Yeah, those disbelievers don't. Yeah, what I was asking.
Earlier, go back to verse 34, where Iblis is being ordered around. Where?
There isn't any.
There isn't any. Besides, according to the Quran and other verses, Iblis was already expelled from Sita, from paradise. If you read the Quran and other verses, Iblis was already expelled from paradise. So how could Iblis tempt Adam again? If you read other verses in other surahs of the Quran, Iblis had already been expelled. But if you read again in other verses, suddenly Iblis is back in paradise.
Now, this is, what is it? God's warning to the children of Israel.
Jumping around again. Karina, try to stay focused when you talk, okay? Why are you jumping from one thing to another? Jumping again, jumping here, jumping there. What's going on? Thanks, Jimrit. Bang, Jimrit, thank you. Look, Lena, if you read the Quran is full of contradictions with itself. That's why your religious scholars tell you to read the Quran only in Arabic. Then you'll get rewards. That's it. You don't need to understand it because they're afraid that if you read the translation, you'll see the contents contradict each other. Do you know, in another verse of the Quran, it says that Satan has already been expelled from heaven?
Yeah, that's also in the Quran. Okay, so what?
Was he still able to tempt Adam there after he was expelled?
He had already promised Allah that he would lead people astray. Yeah, but
How could he be in heaven again? When Satan was expelled, he made a promise to Allah, I will lead humans astray. And then it was said, fine, you are among those who are given respite. So the question is, how could he be in heaven again when he had already been expelled?
yeah, Satan was already in.
But look, Alina, try looking here. Don't just keep staring at your Quran.
Luck.
Let me tell you, I spent 13 years researching the Quran.
13 years, you say? Well, I started from when I was a baby, straight from birth. You were reading at fruit stalls since you were a baby.
Carib, you never actually did research on the Quran. What Muslims do is not understand the contents of the Quran, but rather read the Arabic letters beautifully. That's what Muslims do. They read it, but they don't understand the meaning. As Ustad Manjur Situmorang said, you are like donkeys. I'm not the one saying this. Ustad Manjur Situmorang knows that vision.
Yeah, but here, let me ask you first. Do you know or not?
A statement from an Ustad about Muslims being like donkeys when reading the Quran.
Never heard of it. Okay, try.
Listen to this, just listen.
We're proud to be donkeys in Indonesia.
Like donkeys. That's why I said Muslims don't understand the Quran, because when they read the Quran, they don't read the meaning. That's why they don't know the contents contradict each other. Now let's talk about Adam, okay? Tell me, did Adam have a wife or not?
Adam Eve. Eve was his wife.
Did they get married? When did they get married?
From what I see in the Quran, there's nothing about them getting married.
Okay, that's good. In the Quran, it mentions how Satan tempted them so that they would reveal each other's nakedness. You know that?
Where? In which surah?
All right, let me show you. Here, let me show you. In the Quran, Surah Al-Araf, verse 27, I'll read it to you. I'll turn to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Please check it. Al-Araf, verse 27, check it there.
Our last verse 27.
Many Muslims have apostatized because of this. If you use your mind, if you use your thoughts after reading this verse, a Muslim will apostatize. Try, have you found it?
Just a moment.
Surah Al-Araf, or the 27th letter?
27, verse 27.
Have you found it? Try reading it.
A warning from Allah about the temptations of Satan. O Adam, truly has, O children of Adam, not Adam himself. Yes, that's right. O children of Adam, indeed we have sent down to you clothing to cover your nakedness. O verse.
27. It's 27.
Yeah, but this starts from 26. Oh, all right then. Read 26.
TH1. I thought it started from 26.
O children of Adam, indeed we have sent down to you clothing to cover your nakedness, and wear beautiful clothes. Beautiful clothes for adornment. And the clothing of piety that is part of the signs of Allah's power, so that they may always remember. Okay, 27. O children of Adam, never let Satan deceive you. Never let yourselves be deceived by Satan, just as he caused your parents to be expelled from paradise. Stripping them. Stripping both of them of their clothing to expose their nakedness. Indeed, he and his followers see you from a place where you cannot see them. Truly, we have made the devils leaders for those who do not believe. Okay.
Now,
I
want to ask, here Satan tempted Adam and Eve so they would expose each other's nakedness, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, my question is, were Adam and Eve husband and wife?
Yes, they were husband and wife.
If they were husband and wife, can they expose their nakedness to each other?
What do you mean by exposing their nakedness? Well.
Okay, let me explain. O children of Adam, do not ever let yourselves be deceived by Satan. Just as he caused your two parents to be expelled from paradise, does this mean Adam and Eve? Yes, it means Satan. He stripped them of their garments to show them their nakedness. So, Satan tempted Adam and Eve to expose their nakedness to each other. How could Satan tempt them to expose their nakedness to each other when they were husband and wife?
Well, maybe the thing is, perhaps Adam wasn't married yet.
But earlier you said Adam was already married. Hey, let me turn my camera around first.
Let me turn it around. Just a moment. So,
In your opinion, Adam and Eve weren't married yet at that time?
yes.
Then why were they together?
Together?
Why could they be together if they weren't married yet?
It was just the beginning of human creation, right? First Adam, then Eve.
Okay, Adam was created first, then Eve, but they weren't married.
Yeah, they didn't get married right away.
The devil tempted them to expose their nakedness to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that verse, Allah and Adam weren't married.
Not married yet. Not never married. Okay.
So when did they get married?
In the Quran, it doesn't say they got married, right? There's no mention of them getting married.
So that means Adam and Eve committed adultery in the Quran. Is that right? Then when did they get married? Come on. When did they get married?
Well, if we want to know, I'd like to know that too, sir. Maybe Jesus could know.
Oh, you're jumping all over the place. Oh, man.
Yeah, go on then. So, I want to ask about God. Okay, here's the thing.
Because from earlier, I've noticed you're jumping all over the place. You go from A to B, then from B you jump to C, from C to D.
Yeah, because I just want to ask a bunch of questions. Yeah, I'll get to that.
But then you'll just jump again. Every time I discuss one topic, you jump to another topic. Just go study first. That's all I'm asking of you. I'm just asking you. Remember what I said later? And one day, you'll come back here and agree with what I said. If you spend your time reading the Quran, meaning reading its translation, by tomorrow morning you'll be calling a comedian to haul away your Quran for you. Is that all you want to do?
I still have faith in Allah and my prophets. Yeah, that's it.
You say that because of your desires and your ignorance. You say things like that because you don't use your mind and effort to study the Quran. You only rely on your own desires. I once had a debate like this before. The Ustad said this. In Islam, we're not allowed to date. Dating is forbidden. It's haram. So I said this, Ustaz. What? Try reading the Quran, Ustaz. In the Quran, Adam and Eve were placed together even though they weren't married yet. He said to me, "You're crazy for saying Adam and Eve weren't married. They were married." So I asked him this, Ustaz, if people are already married, is it haram for them to show each other's private parts? No. So it's allowed to show each other's private parts? Yes, it's allowed because they're married. If Adam and Eve were really married in the Quran, then why did Satan tempt them to expose their private parts to each other? If Satan tempted them to expose their private parts, it must have been to two people who weren't married to each other. For example, let's say you're Yudin's wife. For example, right, and you meet someone else's husband. You're not a couple, right? You two aren't a couple, are you? Then you show each other your private parts. Now, that's definitely the work of Satan. Satan tempts you so that you expose your private parts to each other. Because you two aren't a legitimate couple yet. How could a husband and wife show each other their private parts, but they're tempted by Satan to do so? I tell ustads who say dating is forbidden in Islam. Tell them to read that verse. Why did Allah place Adam and Eve together when they weren't a couple yet? So that means the proof is, in Islam, dating is allowed. All right then, come back here tomorrow. Later, you delve deeper into the Quran. Thank you, Lena. If there were any words that were wrong, don't take them to heart, but think about them with your mind. If there were any words that offended you, thank you, Lena. I'll step down now. I just want to leave you with this before I step down. If you follow Muhammad, Your path will lead you into darkness. Why do I say into darkness? Because Muhammad himself is in the grave. But if you follow Jesus, you will know the light. Because Jesus said,
The way and the truth.
I am the light of the world. Whoever comes to me will not walk in darkness. I only follow God.
I only follow Allah's commands. You are following.
Muhammad's commands. Your God is Muhammad, who is in the grave.
You don't understand.
What it is you're saying? What does that mean?
I testify that. What? Who is it that testifies? To testify means to be certain. Yeah, to be certain is to testify.
What does it mean to testify, really?
To testify means to be sure. To be sure is like being sure. Oh, someone who
Sees, right?
testifies. Witnesses. Yeah, witnessing is.
Seeing directly, right?
Yeah, just testify. That's all. Ishihadu ala ilaha illallah wa ishihadu anna Muhammadu Rasulullah.
Lena, Karina. Someone who testifies is someone who sees, right?
Yeah, the one who sees. That's our teaching. The teaching of Ishihadu ala ilaha illallah.
Just take them away, I have a headache. If I talk to him, I get a headache first.
The answer can be found in the Bible, 1 Timothy 6 verse 15, which is the time that will be set by the one and only sovereign, who is full of happiness. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords. John 14 verse 6, Jesus said to him, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Philippians 2 verses 10 to 11, so that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Dear friends, in the video we have just watched together, there is a question that makes many people confused, angry, or accept all the explanations from Divinity TV, and we all have to respect that. Please, viewers, feel free to judge for yourselves and give your responses through the TV Q&A comment section regarding the explanations from Divinity TV. Thank you to all the happy viewers of TV Q&A. Hopefully, this video can provide knowledge and education to the viewers. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, okay?